This is an updated reading on ASAP Rocky's energy when it comes to his relationship with Rihanna, and I'll do a separate one with her. Okay, so let's see how does ASAP Rocky currently feel in his relationship with Bad Gal Riri? How does ASAP Rocky currently feel when it comes to his relationship with Rihanna? Seven of Cups. Not a good card to be coming out, okay? I just did a reading, and this is a card that I expected to see in that reading, but I'm getting it with this one. So I guess it's kind of true what people be saying when it comes to Rocky having wandering eyes and all that. Seven of Cups, I don't like that. Five of Wands. So clearly he's conflicted about his relationship with Rihanna. When he thinks about it, Page of Swords coming out, I think Seven of Cups, Five of Wands. I feel like it's chaotic, okay? Ten of Cups, and it could be due to, it's like maybe it was fun, creating a family and stuff like that, but he's conflicted about his relationship with Rihanna. But as far as being a parent, being a father, he may enjoy that, but I just feel like the relationship aspect is conflicting. The Seven of Cups and Five of Wands could also be fun kitty energy too, though. Like, hopefully that's what this is, like, him just having three or four kids. I don't know. I didn't lost count. They got three or four kids. So it's like, this could also be that energy, being a parent of different personality types. So it's like you're adjusting to these different energies and enjoying it. So that's one positive way to look at it. But I specifically asked for the relationship aspect though. And then we have the Four of Swords. So it's like, with the Ten of Cups, King of Cups, this is good because it's like he considers himself like in a relationship, but I feel like internally he's conflicted about it. Like, maybe his mind do wander, but for the most part, he's pretty happy and content where he is. And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, but it's like he's pretty curious about like other things, or there's still some curiosities, but it's like he considers himself like Rihanna's man basically. And I like that the Ten of Cups came out, but it came out before the King of Cups, and that to me is like, okay, that's him acknowledging that he's technically connected with Rihanna, but it's like it's not really that ecstatic type of energy about it. And I guess it makes sense because realistically, when you're in a relationship for a long time, you're not gonna always be like rah about it. So realistically, that's not really too bad when we consider the real world and real life. It's not really a bad thing because the Ten of Cups still came out, and then the King of Cups came out, which means that he's not operating out his own energy. He's operating out of that Cups energy. And we know that Rihanna is a Pisces sun, okay? But she is an Aries moon as well. But yeah, he considers himself, her man. He's the father of multiple kids. I feel like he's enjoying it. He's handling it. There's a lot of things he still learns in the relationship as well. But I feel like the main thing this reading is saying is that he considers himself, or acknowledges that he's technically hers, but I feel like this is just him. Dang, I just had like a specific way I wanted to word it, but it's like I lost track of how I wanted to word it. For the most part, he's not focusing too much on a romantic aspect. I guess, I don't know, maybe they ain't got time to, but he's not really focusing on the emotional aspect that much. But I mean, I feel like, it still excites him. So I like the page for that, because the page could say that maybe there's still a spark, which it should be. A relationship should always keep its spark. So I feel like that's also what they're saying, because the reading isn't really bad. It's actually realistic. It's mundane. The reading is mundane. And let me see, I usually like to pull until I get one major. And so far, I don't have a major arcana yet. So let's see. Seven of Pentacles coming out after Page of Pentacles. Ten of Wands and the Temperance. Okay, so yeah, he's pretty content, comfortable. in a relationship, but I feel like the main thing he's doing right now is being a parent and dealing with whatever other stuff he got going on aside from that. I feel like maybe his focus is now on like endeavors and interests and stuff like that financially, like creative projects and things like that. So even though he's pretty content in a relationship, I feel like the relationship itself is not like a major priority right now. So there has been some talks about them like being separated and stuff like that. But this reading is him like he don't consider himself separated from her. And if they are like separated and they won't get back, romantic how they were, at least he's still kind of seeing himself showing up, doing what he's supposed to do, playing his part, and it could still be maybe a level of support, between them as well. So that's pretty good. I don't really see like any true animosity. With the Seven of Cups, Five of Wands leading the reading, there could have been like, some realistic bickering going on between them. Of course, a lot of people feel like ASAP Rocky, stepped out on Rihanna. That might be true. But in this particular reading, it just looks like, there's some minor interaction. I also feel like they might not be actually like talking right now because not that many swords is coming out, but there is this energy of like embodying that energy of the father and doing what needs to be done and handling things. But I feel like when it comes to actual communication, I'm not really seeing communication, but I am getting like movement, but it's not like interactive movement like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's more like he's showing up doing what he have to do. Maybe he's paying things, taking care of things. But as far as them two, I'm not really seeing that in this particular reading. But this is about how he feels about the reading anyway. So he feels like above everything that's going on with the day ins and days out, the Temperance card is the major arcana. This is the main anchor of the reading, which shows that, how he feels about the connection with Rihanna is pretty, I'm not going to say stable, but it's tempered. It's tempered, and there is some tolerance here. But I'm not really getting like anger or anything in the reading. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting like anything like crazy for real. Overall, the energy is stable. So that's how he overall feels about the relationship. Now let's also ask if he is still in love with Rihanna. Like, is there like... So let's see, is ASAP Rocky still in love with Rihanna? Is ASAP Rocky still in love with Rihanna? Ten of Swords. I don't like that coming out. Definitely not leading the reading. Nine of Wands. I guess a lot have happened, okay? A lot has happened with them. We have the Judgment. Is there something I don't know about? Because this looks like a no. And then Judgment, Eight of Pentacles. Like, we all love them together. And they just look so good together. But this, they might have actually had more drama than we can ever imagine. Despite what it looks like physically. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Justice. Damn. So it looks like things could have possibly ran its course. I feel like they're going to do what's best for them, like, or he's going to do what's best for him or them both. But we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, there's information that hasn't really come out yet. I feel like this might be actually like, because the thing is, I asked was he still in love, but the cards I'm getting are more like practical. So there could already, I don't want to really be biased, but I'm just saying there's a possibility, the possibility that there has already been a split that has not been publicized. It has not been talked about. It has not been leaked or directly said or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like with Justice and the Ace of Swords coming out, we know Justice is Libra energy and the Ace of Swords. So it's like there could have already been a split romantically, and he might just be deciding like, like I'm gonna do what I gotta do, I'm gonna pay what I gotta pay, I'm gonna show up financially, I'm gonna take care of everything, but as far as like being in love, I'm not sure if there's still love there. This could also be saying like he's not really in love with her no more. It's more, it seems like it's more practical now. Maybe they still got like business ventures together. I don't really know if they are directly in business with each other or if they just make business moves together. But it seems like it's going to mainly just be about like business or practical matters or financial matters. I'm not really seeing that. Um, he's in love with her, and maybe with the Ten of Swords and Nine of Wands, it's like maybe he didn't want it to be like this, or maybe he really tried, or at least that's how he feel. Like he might have feel like he really tried, but it's just truthfully no more like of that type of energy. All right. So I'm not getting he's still in love with her, but there is some practical ties, which of course could be the kids, legal stuff, and all that. I don't know if they're married, but maybe there's still some other legal connections they have going on as well. But yeah, with the Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords, there's information that didn't happen yet, or maybe this is something he didn't say yet or speak up about yet. But I'm definitely not getting like he's in love with Rihanna right now, unfortunately, because it's like as women, it's easy for women to show up and be lovey-dovey when we know that our man loves us. And the fact that he doesn't, like, he's not in love with her anymore, it's like, I was already going to do her reading anyway, but definitely got to do it now. We got to see where she's at, because we see where he at, and now we got to see where she's at. All right. But before I end the reading, I do, because I was going to end it with that question, but I want to see, like, where does Rocky hope the relationship go? Okay. So let's see. So let's see, where does ASAP Rocky hope the relationship with Rihanna go? Where does ASAP Rocky hope the relationship with Rihanna go? Where does ASAP Rocky hope the relationship with Rihanna go? Where does ASAP Rocky hope the relationship with Rihanna go? Alright, so we have the Sun card, okay. The Hierophant. Okay, so that's still pretty like interactive energy with the Sun card and the Hierophant, stability, activity. He still wants the relationship, to be active, to be, standing. And then we have the Temperance. He wants things to, work out, and we have the Death card. So these are all majors. That's the thing. Like, he wants the relationship to possibly like last forever, but I feel like that Death card with this Five of Cups is like it just probably won't end up like that for whatever reason. All majors too. So it's like he want the relationship to work, but at the same time, like, okay, he might want the relationship to work, but under what circumstances? Because some people, they want stuff to work, but they want it to work how they want it to work, and is that going to work for the other person is the question. So interesting. Five of Cups came out. We have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, he wants this to work. Page of Cups. He might even, attempt to make it work. He might try to propose, apologize, or do some type of extravagant apology or something like that. But with the Tower card, it's like, dang, is it just like a done deal? Also, the Tower could just be like a new phase or something like that too. So hopefully that's what it is, because we got the Ace of Swords, Page of Cups, and then we got the Tower. So it's possible, Rocky might propose, soon. If they're not married already, I don't know if they're married, but if they're not married, they might propose. I mean, he might propose. Okay. Because it's like he might actually want to be with her like forever, and you know, he definitely might propose. Okay, Tower card, Four of Swords. But if he don't propose, Ace of Pentacles, World, Six of Wands, then it's like it's no telling where it's gonna go. But of course they got kids together, so there's still gonna be interaction. There's still gonna be something, but you know, things might just turn practical, regular if he don't propose. Maybe he just don't really care about proposing. It's like hopefully he's not sitting on the idea too long to where as though it's just too late or something like that. But for the most part, he wants the relationship to like be stable and to, you know, be unstoppable. So since we got all these majors on the top row, I guess I'll go ahead and clarify. What is the Sun card? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So he wants the relationship to be successful. Basically, the Wheel of Fortune came out, and then the Eight of Pentacles is next. Let's clarify the Hierophant. Ooh. Hierophant. Six of Swords. Okay. He just wants the relationship. He wants the relationship to, you know, withstand, but it's like it's almost like in a passive way. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably why I said, like, but is it going to benefit the other person, though? Like, it's like they might want the relationship to work, but it's like, is it really going to work for the other person? Or is it just going to benefit you? So it's like, you know, it's like he wants it to, you know, work, but of course it in his way, I guess. And it's like I'm not really getting like nasty energy with ASAP. You know, he definitely got like a cool, smooth energy about him, but you know, I ain't see no queen in the whole reading, so I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm gonna just stop it here. Yeah, I'm gonna do Rihanna's reading.